Weather, rain, and shiny days, we be on that grind, ayy. All my underdogs get ready, it's that time of year. Early mornings working late, hustling, play by play. All my underdogs getting ready for takeoff. We game day ready, game day ready. All that pain in the game got my chain heavy. Game day ready, they ain't ready, dog, yeah.
You got the community coming out to support the program, and the first thing that they're seeing before the product hits the field is the field.
Entering my first year, I saw his work overtime just throughout the counties, and I ended up reaching out to him once I finally had the position. I saw good work, and I just wanted one less thing to take care of on myself. So rolling out to Jesse and starting lineup was a good idea.
Honestly, man, it means everything. Like, I have personal relationships with, you know, both coaching staff. I know them all very well. Since I met Coach Nick, he wanted to create something different and something very, very on brand to Spanish River. We kind of threw back and forth some designs and stuff like that. And he was like, I really like this El Rio thing. I was like, Coach, I like that too. And he was like, you think we could do that somewhere in script font? I was like, yeah, for sure. You just gotta, you know, tell me I get the go ahead, and then we'll go for it. And it's Hispanic Heritage Night. So they did a play on words with river. So at midfield, we have the script font of El Rio, the river, and then in the end zone we have tiburones for sharks in Spanish. And we were kind of back and forth on what game we were going to do what. And then he told me, he was like, well, I think we should do El Rio for Hispanic Heritage. And I was like, yo, that's perfect. So, I think themed weeks, whether it's homecoming, senior night, or in this case, Hispanic Heritage, it really brings in the school spirit. And makes it that community feel like everybody plays their part, whether it's SGA or the different organizations on campus. It just makes it a more fun, inviting game day experience. That's perfect. So El Rio is the river, and it's river in Spanish, so that's kind of a play on words, Spanish river. And then to just go with the whole Hispanic Heritage theme, we instead of putting sharks in the end zone, we put tiburones, which is sharks in Spanish. So it's just an example of like how you can get the school involved, like the Hispanic Heritage Committee, and then also just to commemorate the month into, you know, a game. So it helps, you know, get more people at the games. It gets more involved, so the student base doesn't feel separate from the football team or any other sports team, whether it be baseball. If you're, you know, including, you know, the school, it becomes a community thing, and I think it's something really special and important to create that community on your campuses, because it just has, you know, so many benefits.
I think that when you come out and it wasn't always the same thing every week, and it's kind of that element of surprise. You know, there was some first week we play Gardens, you got the shark logo at midfield. We did El Rio one night, which was a lot of fun. It was kind of something that I had spitballed in the summer. Just a play on words, being that we're Spanish River, so literally the river in Spanish. Now all of a sudden we're talking about branding, and that El Rio that Jesse created is something that we're going to run with moving forward. You're probably going to see that on gear. You're probably going to see that again. You might see it on a helmet. We're going to use that stencil for other stuff. So it was something that, again, when you talk about the branding and maybe the rebrand of the program, that's something that I think is going to be really unique to Spanish River football.
The players too, like we do a lot of work for both schools, so we're in and out all the time, both campuses. And the last couple of years, both programs have really had some memorable games, especially that first game with that Hail Mary pass at the end when West Boca beat them in the first round. So it's definitely created a big rivalry. And when the schedules dropped and that was the last game of the season, potentially on Halloween, like I was throwing back and forth ideas with my media team, as well as the school as well. Forgive me guys if I don't remember who said what, but all the ideas came from my media team, whether that was from Trinell, Above Average, or if that was Chad from Chad Washington Media, or if that was Eric from Eric Art Media. But we were kind of toiling. I wanted to do a Halloween theme. I just didn't want it to be corny, like just drop a pumpkin or just do a little black and orange. So one of the guys was like, hey, what if we do it similar to their uniform? So that's kind of how the end zone came about while we split it in half. I think they did orange tops, black bottoms. So we flipped it and did it, you know, the opposite in the end zone. Halloween colors plus, that's what they wore that night, so that was pretty cool. And then I wanted to add a little more element of Halloween, and I just kept asking the guys, and I want to say it was Trinell. He was like, why don't we do like a Halloween type font somewhere? And I was like, oh, that's perfect, we'll do the numbers. So I think somebody dropped in the chat the zombie font that had like the blood drip. So that was pretty cool to do. So it didn't like take away from the game or from the school's branding. It kind of just added to the theme of the night. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty cool to be a part of and to bring to life. I basically just kept looking at the zombie font and kind of just went off of that in freehand, a little outline of the blood dripping and filled it in. So no number was exactly the same. I tried to make it look as realistic as possible. And that was pretty fun to do freehand, which is what I did with the El Rio script font as well. Like, we make our own stencils in-house, but when decisions get made on the fly and there's not always the timing for it, sometimes we got to go out there and kind of look at a picture and you know, try to bring it to life. And I think we executed on both of those pretty well.
The Halloween situation, that was pretty nice. Very creative. I trust Jesse a lot. I just tell him to come out and just do your thing. Whatever you do, I trust him and I follow it. But it was a good job seeing the drippings on the numbers, and that situation is pretty cool for that setting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said a little earlier, like everything traces back to that first logo we did at Miramar. Because once we did that, the other schools see it on film and they're like, hey, Coach AJ, where'd you get that done? How'd you get that on your field? And then that's how the word spread. So we ended up doing the logo at Piper for a couple of games. And then another AD came in, Chandler, and oh man, he's been amazing. He kind of gives us freedom, like, hey, we want to get our end zone painted. Whatever you want to do, I know it's going to look amazing. And we've been able to try a few different custom designs where we put the Bengal stripes in the end zone, put Bengal stripes on the lettering, and we also were able to partner on a interior branding project with Cinco Creative, as I mentioned earlier, which is pretty dope. Like they've also helped blast us through Broward County. He got us into some AD meetings where I can, you know, present, hey, you know, this is what we do. I went to high school in Broward. I was a BCAA All-Star in soccer, and you know, give them that connection. Like, hey, I grew up here. This is my foundation, and this is what we provide. And that helped us definitely grow within Broward County as well.
I thought the Adidas Classic field design was next level, more so of like a college and the NFL atmosphere. We didn't fare so well that game, but like I said, a lot of work that was put into that, a lot of design throughout what Coach Potts put into that. So I think, you know, both aspects came together, and hopefully we continue that Adidas Classic moving forward, and we can come up with even better design next season.